What
I
is
love
going
that
on,
so
everybody?
much.
We're back. Justin texted me after he made that intro. He goes, "You know how I told you I was going to make all these shorts for the weekend?" He's like, "Yeah, I used all of my editing time on the intro, so the shorts had to fall back on me and AI. But thank God for AI because it really helped me get through the weekend. But that was cool."
I love that. It was like so spot on. But
He's like,
funny, my name is on the inmate paperwork. Like that's where he decided to put my name. It's great.
"Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
I
I have to
did,
watch
and
it
I was
again."
laughing to myself. Oh my gosh, there's so much to talk about.
There is so much to talk about. You went to the beach. Tell me about that.
It was the beach. I mean, it was peaceful, mostly the kids, but no, I enjoyed it a lot. It was very relaxing.
Yeah, you got in trouble for working while you were gone.
I did. I got told to quit working, and then it was, what about all these emails? Are you overloaded? No, you told me not to work. But it's fine. Tomorrow's Monday is a whole new week, and it's going to be a good week.
I know you love working.
Yeah, I
I could
love the
just see you
beach.
on the beach with your laptop working on
Um,
designs for sure. Probably what you wanted to do.
yeah, well, I started working on like more badges for like press release and stuff like that. And the Wi-Fi in the hotel was terrible, so it was like blurry on my computer. But when I looked on my phone, it was fine. And I was like, I can't do this. It stressed me out. So I attempted to. I guess it was the universe. Like you're supposed to listen to Autumn, not be working.
Guys, christmasinasmalltown.com. Go check it out because Jamie and I will both be there.
Jesse Metcalf, Chad Michael Murray, Ariel Kebble. Oh my God, there's so many.
So many. Ryan Pavey, like people
Yeah,
really love that guy.
they
I
do.
called I called some a lady because she had questions about the show and she's like, I was thinking about going to the one in Kansas City, the one that Hallmark's doing. She's like, well, you guys got Ryan Pavey, so screw Hallmark. I'm going down to Georgia.
Right. I mean, Georgia's probably better than Kansas City, anyways.
I think
I'm not a fan of Georgia, but I'm just saying, like, it's Kansas City. It doesn't sound like there's much hype there besides the Chiefs, but
yeah, Superman. I think that's where Superman's from. Yeah, Kansas City, Kansas.
maybe.
But anyway, that's all you did. Not the beach was just the beach. Like,
Yeah, so it was like the beach and the pool every day, and we ate out a couple times. Yeah, that was like the gist of it. No, I think that's the first time. Well, we haven't been in like 2 years, but we thoroughly enjoyed the beach this time. Lily got stung by a jellyfish, so that was cool. You could like literally see the circle and then the two tentacles on her leg. I was like, it looks like a UFO. It was kind of cool. I know it hurt her, but whatever. It was fine after a bit.
a
But
circle and
yeah,
two dots. Is that what you're saying? So it looked like a cootie shot.
no, it looked like a UFO. It was like round like UFO and then had two tentacles down her leg. So it just looked like a UFO
Oh,
was landing there. It was kind of cool.
got it.
But yeah, we slept late every day. Not late, late, but we didn't get up at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
You never get up at
And
8 o'clock in the morning. You get up at like 4:30 in the afternoon.
oh no, definitely not. Um, the family was down at the beach like early AF, but I think the earliest we got down there was like 11:30. And we stay for a few hours and go to the pool, or stay for a few hours and go eat, and then go back to the pool. It was nice just to no schedule and do what you want to. And the
Yeah.
kids exhausted themselves every day.
You guys were so close to where Kylie was born.
I love the beach. The beach and the mountains. I'm happy with either one.
Hmm.
Very
Your whole
peaceful.
family, you guys don't leave places very well. Because, like,
No.
even when you come and hang out with us, you're like, I'm leaving at like 6, and then you leave at like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
And then
basically.
coming home from the beach, you're like, all right, guys, it's 11 o'clock. I'm on my way. And then you hadn't even really left at 4:30 in the afternoon.
No, that's about the time we left was 4:30. It just we took the girls and dropped them off to go shopping and had to go handle some business, and then I thought we were just gonna get something quick to eat, but Joe was like, "Let's go to this place," and it was like this dine-in restaurant, and I'm like, "Okay." And we had to wait 45 minutes to eat, so we went to the candy store and then ate, and I went and to like 2 different stores, and then we left. It's like, it's time to go home. I'm tired. And then it rained like cats and dogs half of the trip, so that kind of prolonged it. But we got home at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, so it wasn't bad.
Nice. I'm glad you had fun. I, on
Yeah,
the other hand, started watching Fire Country.
the best.
I don't know about the best, but it's a good show.
No, it is great.
I am 16 episodes in. 16, yeah, 16. I would never live in this town. It's awful. There's fires all the time. There's awful stuff happens so
Yeah.
much. It's like when I watched Psych. It's like I love the show, but I would never move to Santa Barbara because somebody's murdered every week. It's
Yeah.
awful. I don't want to
mean,
live there.
realistically, stuff happens everywhere all the time, but it's the name of the show. There's got to be some kind of stuff. But you're just getting started with that show, and so much happens. Like this last season, in the season finale, I was crying. I just, it left off in ways that leave so many questions, and I don't know.
I know it's one of the ones that made you mad, right?
I think, yes. And so I think Ginny and Georgia is probably the only show over this season of show releases that did not piss me off.
Really?
Yeah, first season finale. I think it's the only one.
You okay with waiting till Austin is 42 before we get another season?
I mean, if it's just as good as this one, I guess the wait isn't worth it, personally. But, we all age. You can't help it. So,
It's been, I think it was, they said 3 years between seasons 2 and 3 or something like that.
yeah.
And then we just found out that Ginny and Georgia are only 9 years apart in real life.
That blows my mind. She was
Yeah.
9 years old when she had her kid. But no, yeah. I mean, I guess they kind of, if you look at them doing their interviews and stuff, you can tell they're kind of close in age, but on the show, you cannot tell that at all. But
Yeah. And
also,
then,
you're not thinking to look at that aspect either. You're viewing it as the roles they're portraying. So that's how not once are you going to think about that.
and then Jamie sent me this little nugget.
What did I say?
So you're looking forward to this? I know I am.
I saw Leanne Rimes' name, and that excited me a lot because I really like her. Also like Coyote Ugly, right? So, I mean, I also saw in the comments, I saw in the comments someone said, "Do we think we would see?" Oh my goodness, now I can't even think of the name. Rob Lowe's son from that 911. If they would be coming there to do Nashville. And I was like, I could get behind that 100%.
Yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard, whispers of that.
Yeah. So I will definitely watch it because, I mean, you have to. But yeah, I think I'm excited for it. I think I can say that.
And then this dropped too, which
Wait. Are you excited for it though?
I'm excited for any 911. I didn't watch Lone Star. I'm part of the problem. I'm sorry. I should have
watched that. That one was, I think that was my favorite. But I love
really?
Rob Lowe. I love Rob Lowe. But it was a good one, and I was really upset. But they closed out that one very well.
Okay.
So you should.
Maybe I'll finish it because I did start it.
It's fun. I think they're kind of slow to start, but once you get in, you're like, damn, it's good. And there's some good storylines there.
Okay. Well, this summer I have to catch up on all the Apple shows that I've missed.
Oh my God, I forget about Apple TV all the time.
There's so much good stuff on there. Did you see it? I don't know if you looked at any of the stuff I sent you this week, but I don't know if you watched Desperate Housewives or not, but Felicity Huffman is joining Fox's doc for season 2.
Oh, I did see that article, but I did not watch Desperate Housewives.
Which she is great. And then the other news story that dropped, which I don't think.
Before you go to news story, I have a question because I
Mhm.
haven't watched Desperate Housewives. I thought that was like a reality, like real life show. Is that not accurate?
It is. It's not. It's a mystery. It's a lot of mystery,
Okay. So
mystery
okay,
and
so that's
drama.
one of the reasons I never watched it because I just thought it was like a reality TV show or whatever. So yeah, I might have to try that.
Seems like a reality TV show you'd enjoy.
Yeah, well, one of my favorite reality TV shows, I guess you could call it that, would be like Selling Sunset. I love that show.
That's one of the house ones, right? I like those.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
really like it.
And then there was a show called Presumed Innocent, which was a remake of a Harrison Ford movie that starred Jake Gyllenhaal. And season 2 is bringing Rachel Brosnahan. When I add Apple TV to my Amazon, you need to watch Presumed Innocent season 1. It was really, really good.
It sounds good. Just the title alone sounds like something I would really love. So yeah, I'll have to jump on that.
Yeah, it's a legal
I may
thriller,
have
and
Apple TV though. I
any
don't know.
any chance to see Rachel Brosnahan in anything makes me happy. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
the
jump
first one
on
was really, really good. They kind of changed it from the original movie a little bit, which I dug because you don't want to see the same story twice.
that. No, who does?
No, Jamie's fussing with her computer. She's
What?
got Jamie's got her computer all the way across her
Oh my
desk.
god. But no, I was grabbing a sticky note and a pen so I could write it down because I don't want to forget to watch it.
Nice. Well, guys, we are going to start talking about Ginny and Georgia. Here we go.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 1. Let's talk about it. For me personally, it was very
Yes, I'm
slow.
playing the shorts,
It
and
does a
then we'll
lot
go
of
into our
story
thoughts on
build up
each episode.
moving forward, but it wasn't really attention grabbing. I feel like they could have done more as far as the first episode goes, but there is a ton that I think can build off of this one episode. So I'm excited for it, but I'm not as overwhelmed as I thought I would be for the first episode. I thought it would be like a big bang or something, and there wasn't. It was very anticlimactic. But Jason, what are your thoughts?
Thanks, Jamie. This wouldn't even be a podcast, Ginny and Georgia, starting off with a bang. Last season ended with her being arrested and sent to prison for murder. This season starts off, we're right back there. She's in prison. She's miserable. She just wants out. She wants to be with her kids. And she's tired of sleeping in prison. But, you do the crime, you're going to do the time. Or will she? We'll find out. So by the end of this episode, she gets let out on house arrest, which kind of saw coming because it wouldn't be as fascinating of a show if she was stuck in prison. But I cannot wait to see where we continue, guys. I give this episode a 4 out of 5. Like, comment, subscribe.
Okay, 4 out of 5 is crazy. I feel
I
like that.
did. I liked it, but especially I get it. In hindsight, it was a slower episode, but it this show has always been one of those shows that builds momentum every season. It starts off similar to this, and then it crescendos up. And this season was no different. It crescendoed
You're
up.
right.
So, like, if you're sitting down, and you're watching seasons 1 through 3. I think anybody that goes into episode 1 of season 3 is going to like the fact that it slows down a bit before we get back into the rut of it. But yes, my rating was a little high compared to what was coming
Yeah.
because holy crap.
I can support your thought on that because all the seasons have been that way. But for me, I don't know. Personally, I think we could have gotten more episodes out of it, out of the whole season. But also being in jail slash prison. I'm gonna say jail because that was not prison for her. But I think she could have been in there more than one episode.
Yeah, could have added some tension, but I mean,
Like they could have jam packed that with like so much happening on the outside and even on the inside and her being disconnected from everyone. I feel like they could have played on that a little bit. So for me it was just kind of like a dry like we had more details on what the kids were doing and not even her kids. It was like all the other kids. And that's for me that was like that's not what I was watching for.
that's fair. Not gonna fault you for that. But
but
Yeah,
man, it picks up.
this we watched this show really fast, but this is one of my favorite
We did.
binges I have ever done, because especially with those first couple episodes where I was trying to get them out, because once we had 10 in the bank, we could stretch it out, but we had to get those first couple out, and it was fun turning around, recording and editing, and then pushing it out like really fast.
Yeah, I think we should honestly do more shows like this, the ones that we can, anyways, because it was fun, but also like having the thoughts of like each individual one versus just this is what I thought about this. And then we forget so much because so much happens.
It was nice watching you get more and more stressed with each episode.
God, it was a stressful season.
Like you guys will see it as I play the shorts. You'll see her just like crescendo, and just like the season of the show. She will just keep going up with
Yeah, it became very climatic.
Yeah.
It
Not at
gave me
all
what I
anti.
wanted out of like the whole thing for the, I feel like it could have been more for the first episode, but you're right. They do that every time. So
I do wish that they had, maybe started the trial a little sooner, but again, that's all in hindsight. And so here's the short for episode 2, and then we'll jump into it, guys.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 2. We have a lot to unpack. Austin's dad shows up. Interested to see how they do the storyline there. It's kind of crazy. We have Ginny and her boyfriend / not boyfriend. There's so much emotion, so much going on. The paint scene was cute. I really liked it. I do think that they would be good for like support person for each other. I think they are each other's person. As far as being in a relationship, I don't know if it's a good time. We'll just have to see. Might not be the best time. I'm not sure. I do think they save each other a little bit. Her dad, I don't like her dad's girlfriend at all. I think she just needs to kind of kick rocks. I don't think she's relevant to the situation, and she should stay out of it. Now, his mother, Jenny's grandmother, I don't like her either. I think that she comes in and she wants to be supportive to her son and her grandchildren, because she's also kind of like adopted Austin. But I think that she does not understand Georgia, and she's never taken the time to understand Georgia. So I don't know. Maybe she'll come around to me. We'll find out. The mayor, he is going through a lot. He's got a lot of stuff to try to handle and cover up. We'll see how that storyline goes. I feel bad for him because he loves her so much. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how his secretary and like what his sneaky little stuff he has going on. I want to know more about that scenario.
All sucks.
And I also kind of feel like Ginny is going to come out and say that her boss was sleeping with the wife, and they're going to try to turn it that way on she or him killed the husband. We'll see. Jason, what are your thoughts?
Thanks, Jamie. Beep, beep, freaking beep, episode 2. My thoughts. Georgia is on house arrest. We're seeing the family kind of dealing with everything that's been going on since she was arrested at the wedding. The drama it's causing within the family. Jenny, it's been really, really hard on her and her brother, and we're seeing kind of that play out throughout this episode. And it ends with a beep, just like the title suggests, with Ginny kind of just running away, and Georgia can't go further than her yard because of the ankle monitor. But so far, I'm really, really digging this season, guys. Let me know what you think down below. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll talk to you soon. I was tired. I've watched these shorts so many times from editing them that I'm like, ugh, it's me again.
I was so wrong on so many levels when it came to these people. I think like I definitely judged books by the cover.
Well, I mean, Paul, to be fair, Paul had a right to be mad.
He did, but like, did he?
Because Ginny is saying she's innocent, but we all know she's not innocent. Like, even in the final episode, with the exception of a reveal, she's proclaiming innocence. Like, emphatically.
Well, even for him to be like, I knew you weren't innocent, and I still stayed and stuff. Like, that was deep. That was very deep. I, man, but I don't like him. He pissed me off.
But she can go far in that ankle bracelet. Like I was
Right. And
watching
how
this,
did
like
she figure that out? I mean, obviously, I know how she figured it out, but like, that's not real life.
I'm like, wow, she's just walking down the street. And then
Yeah.
finally it starts beeping like 4 houses down. But
I mean,
I guess
maybe
Mayor's
maybe
wife
it was
gets
yeah, that's
privileges.
what I was going to say. Maybe because she was married to him, but
Like she can still attend cookouts
yeah,
at one of her neighbors' houses.
right. And screw the news reporters. They were awful. I mean, I guess a story that big, that's kind of like normal in a sense, but they were obnoxious.
Yeah.
The paint
But,
scene was still one of my favorite scenes of the show, though. That was super cute.
Anything else on episode 2? I mean,
I
Ginny.
came around. I came around to liking the girlfriend. I
Yeah,
did.
I mean,
The dad's girlfriend. I came around
she's
to
not
really.
important to the show at all.
No, she
Oh.
wasn't. I didn't like her. I didn't think she had. At the time, I didn't think she really had a story or
Mm-hmm.
a purpose for the show other than to be like kind of taking over Ginny, right? You know, or trying to fulfill those shoes that Georgia couldn't do if she was going to jail, or like not being able to go do the dress shopping and stuff, because that's very sentimental to a mother. And for her to just go and not even take into account or try to find some way to include Georgia, even if that meant like FaceTiming or something, that rubbed me wrong. But also, like, I have my own issues with that anyway, so maybe that's why. But I don't know. Her storyline came up and it came out, and I freaking loved her.
Yeah, there's a lot of you guys watching right now. Like, comment, subscribe, and comment. Like, let us
Yeah,
know what
talk
you're
to
thinking of the
us.
show. Talk to us.
Have you
We
watched
love,
it?
yeah, we
What do
love
you
the
think?
interactions. All right, here's the short we did for episode 3, and then we'll be back to talk about that episode.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 3. Holy moly, let's get into this. Freaking Paul. He's always been this quiet, docile, like, go with the flow, very much
I love that.
to
Paul
himself
freaking
kind of man.
Paul.
But in this episode, we saw him get a little down and dirty with Nick, telling him that you can try to leave me, but I will ruin you. However, once he gets home, we realize that Nick has definitely told him some stuff he was unaware of. That's how that episode left off. We'll see how that situation goes. I'm a little iffy on it. I'm kind of nervous, especially with the quote at the end saying, like, you don't realize everything that you have until it's gone, or it can go fast, or whatever it said. Yeah, I'm a little scared for Georgia, but we'll see. The dance. Marcus showing up, although drunk, and dancing with Ginny. That was beautiful. I loved it. We'll see how.
Drunk
I don't
dancing
know.
is
The way he
beautiful.
walked off, I kind of feel like there might be something coming up. But who knows? It was sweet. I'm not the show writer. We'll see. Lynette and Georgia finally having their moment. Kind of a little of a breakthrough, although I do agree with Georgia feeling like they're trying to kind of push her out for the stepmom to come in. I don't like it. But I hope that their little episode their moment, I hope that paved the way to something new moving forward. Because she was right. Ginny will always need Georgia. Always. You can't ever replace a girl's mom no matter how hard you try. So there's a lot happening and it's picking up speed. I went from the first episode and not really liking it, not here for it, to now I'm on the binge. What do you think, Jason?
Thanks, Jamie. Episode's called Friends Can Dance, and it's about Jenny trying to figure out where her and her ex stand. Like, can they still be friends? Where do they go from here? And this episode is about everybody getting ready for the prom. Georgia's going through, again, her emotions because she can't go to these things with her daughter to shop for the dress and so forth. I'm really digging this season. The progression of the episodes so far, and just Georgia's reaction to everything going on around her, even though a lot of this is her fault, all seems very genuine, and I'm curious kind of where the story is going to go. Also, the mayor may or may not have discovered some stuff out about Ginny in this episode, but we'll find out more. Episode 4, here we go. Listen, Paul, you've already rode with her this far, and one person tells you some stuff and you just automatically believe that person without having a conversation with your wife, whom, again, you've already gone far enough down this path that this is the one moment in the show that I didn't fully get. It's I think there would have been a conversation. Knowing Paul's character up to this point, I don't think he would have just came in believing his chief of staff. I think yeah, because that was a turning moment. He completely just shut Georgia out.
Well, I said in episode 2, Nick had something up his sleeve. And then we find out in this episode that Paul's like, F Georgia, I'm done. I'm going to live with my parents. I can't do this. Further along in the season, when Paul loses his shit about faking the baby or whatever, he admits to her that he knew the whole time she did it. And he still loved her and he was there. So for me, looking back now and listening to this, if he knew it all this time and he finally admits it, then what did Nick say to you that could be any worse than her doing that to make you leave? Because if you stayed knowing she murdered someone, you can't get worse than that.
Right?
So what did he say that pushed you over that point? Because I really don't think it ever came out exactly what he said.
No.
If I remember correctly, it never came out. So for me, that part a little bit, it just really doesn't make sense, because you loved her enough to say, knowing mentally she did it regardless if she admitted it or not, and you were there to support her. But then one person that you already had by the balls telling him, you try your shit, I'll ruin you. What did it matter what he said to you?
Yeah, I agree. It
seems it's a lot
weird.
Of questions.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll circle back to that now that he fired him?
Maybe, especially with the way the season ended.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. That was an interesting episode.
Yeah. All right, guys, episode 4. This is what our initial thoughts, and we'll get into it here in a second.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 4. Mr. Cordova, I do not like you. I have not liked you. Man, what an episode. What an episode.
You're Ginny, getting more stressed, can't you guys?
Going through her things that she's going through. And then the new boyfriend. Georgia bringing everybody to the neighborhood to do a block party to try to help Paul. Paul's still on the fence about things that are going on or have gone on, and not knowing the truth, and then sleeping with her and disappearing. Man, what a freaking episode. There is so much unpacked in this one episode. Zion's girlfriend, having her fit about everything's about Georgia, not about her. Mag's trying to protect her brother. Whoa. My mind is blown at the end of that episode with the court and now them titling her as a serial killer. This season is getting deeper and deeper, and the episodes are getting better and better. I can't wrap my head around it. Jason, thoughts, sir?
Thanks, Jamie. Episode 4, The Bitch is Back. we're getting to the trial. Now, listening to Jamie's initial critique of the first episode, I can see why she would think that it's slow burning, because in my opinion we should have gotten to this trial probably a bit sooner, because that's what we're here for. That was the big cliffhanger of last year, and we're finally getting there, and a bomb is dropped at the end of this episode. I cannot wait to start episode 5, so I'm ending this review early. If you guys are not watching this show, but for some reason are watching our reviews, you need to go back and re-watch the show and then re-watch the reviews, something like that. Anyway, guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We'll talk to you soon. Big Binge Watchlist, Saturdays at 7 p.m. Talk to you soon. Saturdays? Well, we're on Sundays. I've got
Sunday.
3 geeks. I was just wanting to watch.
You were so
Ginny
excited
Georgia.
for that episode that it was like, screw this, I need to be done so I can
I
move
need
on.
to go.
I will say that was like the beginning of the climax of the whole season. Was that episode?
Yeah. I'm Team Wolf, by the way, guys. I think
No.
Wolf is great, especially when he came back. Like he made a mistake when he found out, and then I like the whole, yeah, we're friends, and then he left.
He's like, he is very much like no fucks given,
Mm-hmm.
and he's very carefree, and he's just like, I don't know. He's good in the sense of like, I think he could be a really good friend, and he's goofy, and he can like help make her laugh, maybe. But on a deeper, more intimate level, that's Marcus all the way.
Yeah, but see, Marcus brings more drama into Jenny's life, and we need to simplify Jenny's life because
because they're going through stuff together.
Are they?
Helps.
They're going through different things.
But no, that's the point. Like they're each going through stuff, and he's there to help calm her and make sure she's not like self-harming and stuff like that. And he kind of brings her back down and just helps her, I think, cope in a way that Wolf doesn't know how to help her cope. And Marcus understands it because he goes through his own stuff. And Jenny, for him, is like the exact same. It's just a different scenario. She can help pull him out of his anxiety issues or whatever's causing him to disassociate with things. Like, she is the only one that can help ground him. And he's really the only one that can help ground her. I'm Team Marcus. You're muted.
Team Wolf.
No, it's Marcus all the way.
It's way too close to Teen Wolf. Team Wolf.
Yeah. Man. Okay, so they had the block party thing to help Paul. And he really didn't show a lot of appreciation for that.
Mm-mm.
That was really sad.
No.
And then Nick, like, Georgia being Georgia, I'm pretty sure that's what he said, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But even though Paul left, she was still loyal and trying to make sure he was able to keep his spot. I don't know. This is where it gets good.
It does. It does. Episode 5 is a doozy.
Well, we're going to... Ginny and Georgia, episode 5. Man. Very emotional. Very, very emotional episode. Lots of not so dry eyes. So much unpacked. Ginny goes on her date with Wolf. Marcus sees. Marcus is having his thing. Kind of upset about it. Wow. They dropped the intel from Cordova. It's no longer admissible in court. Georgia thinks that's a great thing. Ginny accidentally unloads on her dad. Paul leaves. Paul doesn't show up at court.
Dion deserves it.
And then the unthinkable. Austin's dad, Ginny's dad. They both show up with DCFS. The kids are gone, getting taken away, and she's left just laying there on the ground crying. This episode was for real a boom. I man, this one hit deep. So I don't know. It's interesting to see where this rest of the season is gonna go. I know I'm at a point where I can't walk away. Lord have mercy, Jason. Tell me what you're thinking, because this is a lot.
Thanks, Jamie. You've pretty much covered the episode. I just want to touch on the ending, which was absolutely brutal. How do you do that? Like, I mean, Zion knows that she's good with the kids. Why? I don't know. It's complicated, obviously, the situation that is happening within this show. And just the brutalness at the end was a lot, which why I want to cut this review short so I can go check out episode 6, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. We will see you in the next one. Bye. See, this is another one. Zion, same thing as Paul. Like,
He
sure,
jumped
Gil,
ship.
huh?
He jumped ship.
Yeah, but sure, Gil's telling you this stuff, but you've known Ginny for a long time. You don't sit down and have a conversation. I think she would have been honest with Zion, huh? Georgia. Sorry, yeah, I did that a couple times. I had to re-record reviews because of that, which is probably why I cut that one short. I'm like 7.
No,
but that
was a tough episode.
I watch a lot of TV and I can see things coming usually, and this one I did not even a little bit see coming, because again I didn't think Zion would believe Gil like that fast.
Yeah, I F Gil, but I could not believe, like, all the crap Zion and Georgia have been through, that he would jump that quickly. Like, that was the dirtiest thing I think he could have done.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he wanted, like, 50-50 custody, like, do that. Like, I can support that. That's what they're doing now anyways, but to take the kids and separate the two of them too, like, that ripped my heart in two. Like, that broke my heart. It was tough.
Yeah, the whole scene, the acting at the end it just made it so much better. Not, you know what I mean?
Spot on too.
So
like,
good.
Like, it was almost like real life and not, acting.
I'm pretty sure I had the same look of shock on my face watching.
No, same. I'm like, like, tears. I wanted to cry. I'm like, oh my God, it's so traumatic. So traumatic. And then the news reporters are just standing there like, oh my God, I could not imagine. Not all of that. Like, as a kid, I was separated from my parents, but I didn't have all this extra in your face, right? Like, that makes it even worse because, number one, they're recording it. So even the kids you go to school with are going to know that you got ripped away from your mom. And she's all either one of them have ever known. Like, she is the one constant and the one protector that they had. Regardless of the screwed up stuff she's done, she's still been a mother all the time.
Mm-hmm.
May not have been good in everyone else's eyes, but for them, she was perfect.
Yeah, it was. Again with Zion, like, for it to be that extreme of a rip away,
Yeah,
like, Zion couldn't have made that go smoother. Like, if you jump to Team Gil, like, you're still kind of friends with this lady, and you don't have the conversation with her, sure, but for your kid's sake, like, okay, let's do this, but let's try our best to do this smoothly instead of just.
and not for the whole world to see. And did you really have to get DFACs involved? Like, they talk about everything, literally everything. He could have come to her and been like, you're going through stuff. There's news reporters here. Gil told me this. I want to take her to stay with me for a while and help her the best that he can do. But no, he just gets DFACs involved and, like, barged in the house, giving them plastic bags to take their stuff. Why would you want that for your kid?
No, because they're involved. Like,
yeah,
for Ginny, it's only a couple more years, but for Austin, like, they're gonna be around for the rest of his childhood in one way or another, checking in and
maybe
stuff.
it is TV, so maybe not. But
Yeah, I just meant I'm pulling real life in.
Yeah, for sure. But no, that was a very tough episode to watch.
Oh, we're getting to one of the nighttime Jamie ones where she's really stressed out, guys.
Oh man. That one stressed me. That was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning when I did that one. But it stressed me out bad because I did not see that one coming at all. At all.
Episode 6, y'all.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 6. These episodes just keep getting better and better. With the climatics, it's definitely not anticlimactic like the very first episode. My mind is just, I'm shook, you guys. There's so much. Paul finally has a meeting with Zion talking about Gil and what he did to the kids. Georgia finally has a breakdown. Ginny's doing things. Marcus is helping Georgia fixing the window and stuff. Ginny hates her dad. The girls finally decide to meet up and try to fix their friendship. And then, boom. Positive pregnancy test. Jason, what are your thoughts?
Thanks, Jamie. Man, this cliffhanger was a lot more wild than the previous cliffhanger. Even though when they said that they were going to go take pregnancy tests in the bathroom, I kind of predicted in my head how this was going to go down. But it's still a shock, surprising, and curious to the next episode and how it's going to play out. But this episode, Zion was finally brought into the loop on the kind of guy Gil is. Gil's Austin's father. And I'm kind of curious how that's all going to play out. And yeah, I'm here for this season. I know that some people think it started off slow, but it's definitely making up for that now. And I'm curious. Let's see. I'm about to check out episode 7, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah. It would have been funny if Max was the one who was pregnant, because that would have been like a total shocker. But
who could have been the father for that?
Again, would have been the shocker.
Yeah, but they're not the storyline really, even though they've tried to like push that a lot this season. So I don't think that would have. I don't see them take. They couldn't have went anywhere with that. Really, but it would have been funny.
I also was it now maybe the next episode where I started to think something with Abby and Marcus could start happening.
Oh, I had suspicions. I was really hoping not, because I think it would have made me mad. But
I mean, they have a lot in common.
Yeah, they do. And
I think we're going to get that played out.
Abby would be terrible for Marcus.
They'd be terrible for each other.
Yeah.
Like, I already think Ginny and Marcus are not great for each other. You know, a dad of a daughter, like, I would be very hesitant of that relationship. But Abby and Marcus would be worse, because they would totally fuel each other, because they have the same issues in a sense.
They would drink themselves to death for sure. And she's making herself throw up too, so like it wouldn't end well at all. Do you think at this point Zion started feeling like remorse and sorry for what he did, or do you think he was still like he was just in shock?
I think Zion at this point is, and speaking of Zion, guys, actor who plays him is going to be at Decade Days, so make sure you guys follow us. But he is just, I don't know if he knows what to believe. He's getting all this information thrown at him. I think he's overwhelmed, and I do think that he feels bad for the way he handled the situation, but I don't think he feels bad for the situation, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I think the end outcome he's still okay with, but I think how he went about it, he's starting to second guess a little bit.
But like, how are you going to sit there and question, because you're hearing all these different things? Like, you heard from your daughter, you heard from Paul, and you heard from Gil. Paul and Ginny, their stories pretty much line up, except for Ginny's is a lot more in depth because Georgia's always done her best to protect things that she's gone through. Number one, because you don't want to relive that by talking about it. And number two, because all the judgment that comes with that. When you say, like, this is what I went through, this is what I did to escape what I went through. Those aren't conversations you want to have because some things are better left unsaid. So for Zion, hearing it from those two credible sources, like, I don't think there should have been questions after that point. Even your own daughter, you shouldn't have questioned it, but then you have an adult or your bro pal or whatever tell you, like, you at that point you should realize, like, you screwed up.
You really just tried to gal pal bros, didn't you?
It worked, didn't it? I think it worked well. But that, I don't know. What do you think about that one?
The pregnancy test was, and we're going to get into it more in the next episode because they kind of wrapped it up very quickly. I didn't expect. I thought it would last a little bit longer, the storyline, and it kind of does. But this season's been wild. I just no prediction. Like anything that could possibly go wrong in these people's lives is going wrong.
I think one thing that I really like about this season is you get a lot of shows that push like certain agendas or whatever, and from a watcher standpoint, like all you see is them trying to push agendas. Whereas this show and this season, they are taking real life stuff and using it to put out messages. And I think that's a lot better way to do it because you're seeing, like, they went as real as they could possibly go with these things. And you don't get that often. A lot of times it's portrayed and you can tell that it's just TV or whatever they're doing. But there's so much real life in Ginny and Georgia, and the way they do the storyline and portray it, it's good.
It is. And
it really shows like the emotion, I guess. It's real raw. And I love that.
Absolutely. Episode 7, guys, because we're definitely starting to leak into that. So let's pull up our review.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 7. Let's unpack it. We have
Jamie's happy again.
Ginny realizing that she's pregnant. We have Wolf saying, "Oh shit." And that's about it. And then we get the girl sneaking her into Georgia's house so she can be with her mom. And hats off to Georgia. She parented in the best possible way she could possibly parent. Like, mom award for that one. She did. She handled that situation beautifully. Also, Marcus, I really like that kid. I hope they can work through their stuff and be together because I do think they are great together. Zion, he's a bit of a freaking douche. I said it. Hate me if you want to. He should fully respect what she did and her doing that. And yeah. Anyways. And then Paul's doing it from, like, he was wanting to do divorce papers, I'm sure, from a political standpoint, regardless of his feelings or whatever. I think that's dirty. I think it would have looked better for him to be a supportive husband. But in my opinion. And then you have Georgia at the end claiming she's pregnant. I'm interested to see how they spin this. Are they going to actually hook up and her actually get pregnant, or is she going to pretend to lose the baby? Is Paul going to stay? Is Paul going to leave? I don't know. Jason, what are your thoughts, sir?
Wow, thanks, Jamie. so much to unpack with this episode. I'm not going to waste too much time because I'm sure Jamie's covered this all. However, I am. So in the last episode, we found out Ginny was pregnant. And in this episode, we kind of see how it plays out. Georgia, you do these things to yourself. You really, really do. She's having just an emotional breakdown at the end of this episode. Very, very good acting. And she notices the positive pregnancy test in the trash. And I knew immediately how she was going to use that because her husband is on his way over there to talk to her about getting divorced. And we know how this is going to play out. So I got to go watch the next episode, guys. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Jamie, this has been fun doing these with you. Everybody else, thank you. Talk to you soon. Yeah, Jenny, Georgia. So like you said, the emotion that Jenny goes through in this episode to her ultimate decision is really well done and very realistic, in my opinion. You can kind of see, any young person struggling with that. It just comes across very, very well. And this show has always been good and the acting has always been good, but this season the acting has been on another level, in my opinion. And it really came to a halt in this episode, especially with Georgia's breakdown in the bathroom at the end of the episode. But yeah, like I knew immediately she was going to pull the pregnancy test out and use it. And oh my God, I love this show because any other show would have had all of these storylines stretched from episode to like for many episodes, many seasons even. And this one, it doesn't. We get resolutions quickly, and I really dig that. Like obviously, Abby's storyline, we're not getting a resolution to that yet. That's been going on for quite a while. It's going to be a bad resolution. I'm just going to put that out now. But we haven't gotten that yet.
I think they're going to kill her. I think they're going to kill her off.
They should kill off the other friend. She doesn't do anything. Like the fourth friend, she's just there.
Yeah,
but
talks a lot.
Yeah, but Jamie. Jamie.
This was intense. I'm with you. Like the second Georgia went to the bathroom, I knew what she was doing. I didn't think she would be like, I don't know. She was just like, I'm pregnant and like, here's a test. Like, I thought there would have been a little emotion behind that or like something to play along with her story. Cause like, instead of just being like, you can't divorce me, I'm having a baby. I guess they answered my question on how it was going to play out. They definitely showed us how that was going to go very quickly. Very, very quickly. Like, I thought they would drag it on. But it was the next episode, right, that Paul found out, and then of course the season finale. But we'll get there. And Jenny's stuff, kudos to her friends. Like that, they're annoying sometimes, and I don't like all the added storylines. It's just fillers, but it's gotten good all season. But they went out of their way to help her get to her mom in the time that she needed the most, and that's a real true group of friends.
I do like Abby's storyline. I knew somebody like that when I was younger, so maybe that's why I've gravitated towards that storyline. But I get it, especially again that fourth friend is just there's no reason to be there.
I think I could deal with like Abby, Max, and Jenny, obviously. So yeah, the same. I think the trio would be fine because you have to have Max and Marcus. Like you have to have that, and then Abby's there's lead up coming with that. Like they're leading up to something, and they could go either way with it.
Marcus, she's gonna be the next roadblock.
I don't want that to happen at all.
I get it.
I don't.
That's why it makes for good TV, guys. Episode 8.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 8. Definitely think this was the most depressing episode yet. There's a lot going on. There's a lot unfolding. Paul is, I understand he is hurt. but he caused way more pain, I do believe, with what he just did. I can't even imagine how this season is going to end now with 2 episodes left. Does Georgia get out of jail or does she not? I have no idea. Jason, what do you think?
Thanks, Jamie. As Jamie discussed, Paul officially leaves Georgia in this episode. And kudos to this show, because a lot of shows would have let that linger for a couple episodes, and this one it got dealt with pretty quickly, and the aftermath makes sense. He goes on TV as he's mayor, announces that he's getting divorced from his wife, and then the reporters ask if he thinks she's guilty. He says no comment, which, pretty much seals her fate. So Georgia decides to go on the run. But, before she gets too far, she has second thoughts and ends up turning herself into the police. The episode ends with Ginny I need to go be there for my mom, and her leaving Marcus in the park. And guys, I gotta go. I gotta go watch this next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all the fun stuff. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah. See, Paul's problem, and he's not a good politician because everything he has done since episode 3 has been reactionary. He hasn't stopped and really thought about the choices he's making. And that is really his downfall. And this is just angry husband, ex-husband, ex-boyfriend. We've all done it as guys, women too, where your partner makes you mad to the point where it's over. It's obviously over. And then you do things in reaction to your feelings instead of stopping, seeing how it affects your life first.
Or the bigger picture.
Yeah, and Paul is definitely on that downward spiral because, yeah, I wouldn't have announced the divorce yet because that's just going to hurt you politically. Nobody wants a candidate that isn't, you know what I mean, that can't keep a marriage together. It's going to hurt you.
That was my thought all along with him and going back and forth with Nick on if he was going to leave her or not and serve her the divorce papers, because you divorcing somebody like that makes you look bad. It didn't help his role at all. You want people to vote for you regardless of what you're going through. You should have just said nothing, stood out of the limelight the best you could, and made them think you were still supporting her. And that could have got him further versus losing where he was.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Yeah. And then Ginny on the run again.
Man.
Guys, the thing I like about the show is they don't make you wait. They don't drag things on forever. Again, a lesser show would have had Ginny on the run through next season. Or Georgia on the run through next season.
It's the double G's.
She's only on the run for 12 seconds.
Yeah. That was really sad, though, for her to leave and not say anything to the kids. She slept with Joe, and then that's his name, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then left.
Team Joe, Team Wolf.
I love Paul, even though he's a douche at this point. But yeah, I think I could get behind either one of those. I think for the lifestyle that Georgia wants to have, I don't really think that's with Joe. Unfortunately, because he's probably the most supportive of her. Not probably, he definitely is the most supportive. And he knows every damn thing now. Everything. All of it. Yeah. not a secret whatsoever. But I don't know. I'll wait till the last one to say my next thoughts, but
all right, guys. Again, there's a lot of you out there. Jump in the comments. I can see you. I see you.
He sees you. I do not.
All right, guys. Episode 9. Here's our initial thoughts. Oh,
man, so close. Ginny and Georgia, episode 9. Oh, my. I do thoroughly believe this was the best episode of the whole entire season. It was all kinds of unexpected things to happen. There was the drama with the friend group. Mag's feeling left out. The other girls are besties and know everything. Mags knows nothing, so she's feeling alone but wants to be the friend that she is destined to be, like that good best friend, and they're excluding her. Then you have Marcus, and he is definitely turning to be an alcoholic. You have Gabs and her eating disorder. I really didn't like all these added stories. It felt like fillers, but it's going somewhere, and the stories they're turning out to be pretty good. Then you have Simone, Zion's girlfriend, I believe that's her name, taking on Georgia's case thanks to Ginny. George is in jail. She's signing autographs because she's jail famous. Wouldn't expect anything less, personally. And then there's Court. She actually has people there to support her this time. But, man, Austin gets called to the stand, and he has to testify. For a split second, I thought he was going to say it was the wife that murdered him. Then I thought he was going to say he saw his mom do it. And then, boom, it ends with him saying his dad murdered him. Go, Ginny, because I know that was a her thing, but this was the best episode yet. I'm hesitant to start the next episode because I don't want it to end, but I've got to know what happens. Jason. You have to agree with me on this one. It was a good one. I need to know what you think.
Thanks, Jamie. To remove the curtain a little bit, I did call Jamie after I finished. It's time for my solo, and totally opened up the phone call with WTF because that was an ending. Austin gets on the stand and says that he saw his dad kill the guy, and I didn't see that coming. Not even a little bit. And I'm really curious what episode 10 is going to entail. There was a lot of just wrap up of, storylines that have been happening. I wouldn't say wrap up, but characters becoming more aware of other things that are happening, especially with Marcus and his drinking. His parents found out. And I'm curious to see how this all ends, guys. So I'm going to go do that right now while you guys like, comment, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And we will talk to you soon from Jamie and myself. Have a great day.
I did not see it coming.
Oh my God. And you thought it was a Georgia thing.
No, it was a Ginny thing.
Oh, okay. You thought it was okay. I missed that. Again, I get the names mixed up. But
yeah. No, I knew it was. And I know that this happened in episode 10, but it really bothers him. I think he was okay doing it because it was his mom, right? But now he's living with I just put my dad in jail. And that's sad. His dad was awful.
His dad's a douche, but to an extreme. But yeah, I thought he was gonna tell the truth. I really did. I thought
they built that suspense up so well.
Yeah, Georgia has officially, her two children have become more like her.
Yeah.
And more so Jenny, and we'll find out
kind of scary
in the next episode. But Jenny is definitely playing puppet master, and I don't want to get into the next episode. But Gil gets up and leaves the courtroom.
Yeah, because he's on the run. So he's on the run now, right? They never actually showed us him getting arrested. Oh, it's going to build up to so much for the next season. I just thought about that, and I'm hyped for it. It's going to go down. Mm-hmm. You think he gets shot again?
I wonder how many seasons this show has planned.
I wish they would tell us how many they have planned. Obviously, they can do more than that, especially the continuous audience growing, because I don't think they're losing anybody.
No,
and they're just going to have people 4 or 5 talking about it, so it's just going to keep growing. So I feel like they could go pretty far. I don't think realistically they could go like Grey's Anatomy or like CSI or something like that far, but I do think we could probably get 10 seasons out of it.
Yeah,
maybe.
They got a time jump.
We're 3 now, so 10 would be a lot. But I think we should at least have 7. I think we can get 7.
Austin's going to be in 4th grade with a full beard if we keep doing these 2-hour skips. And it's only supposed to be like a few days later each season. So,
Yeah.
like, we got to do something about Austin, guys.
They're not going to. Like the
Well,
writer come out and said that. Like
no, they don't need. I don't want them to recast them. I'm just mean maybe after like you wrap up some storylines, you do time jump just a couple of years, maybe, because 4th grade with a beard doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, this next short, it took me 45 minutes to edit because yours alone was 2 minutes and 52 seconds.
Because there's so daggum much in this one episode, and I'm like, oh my god.
So shorts can only be under 3. So it's like we don't even breathe in this short at all because I took
yours should have just been out. Like, what she said. That's what yours should have been because I covered everything because there was so freaking much. Like you could not physically simplify this episode because all the climatics that the first episode was missing is jam-packed into this one, and I can't wait.
Here you go, guys.
Ginny and Georgia, episode 10, season finale. Man, there's so much in this episode. Marcus, and I don't know why that kid is feeling how he's feeling, but it breaks my heart completely. The poem Georgia wrote for him and stuck in his bag at the end of the episode, it was very sweet. Austin, he is struggling. I think he's struggling with the decision to choose his dad over mom, and he should have never been put in that situation, but also, oh man, what a tough situation. And then Paul realizing that maybe he is who he has become, and he always has been. I don't know. Funny part when Zion heard Georgia saying, I'll kill him, and I'm asking why, and Georgia's like, that's who knocked her up. And he's like, okay, yeah, kill him. Let's kill him. That was funny. That was a highlight for me. That was hilarious. Mags, her heart's broken over her brother and trying to do the right thing, as well as also being the best friend. You know, she's feeling very alone, and I feel heartbroken. Ginny's turning into a different person. She's kind of becoming her mom, but also she's growing. She's growing a lot and has shown a lot of growth from the beginning seasons, and there's more to come from her for sure. And then there's Georgia and Joe. Good for Georgia for saying she needed to be mom for a bit and not jump from guy to guy. But then at the end, there's the milk. Mamas love milk, apparently. Jason, who do you think the dad is? I don't know. She's having a baby. Oh my god, man. What a freaking ending. And now we have to wait how long? Makes me so mad. But here we are. What a hell of a season. It was a great season, and I'm kind of upset I watched it in 2 days, but...
Thanks, Jamie. Ginny and Georgia. Georgia, Ginny. Ginny in this episode, well, I guess in the previous episode, but she has officially become like her mom. She got Austin to go on the stand and lie, saying that Gil was there the night the guy was killed, and Gil was the one who actually did it, set up his mom so he could get custody. And also he was mad because they sabotaged his chance of getting a house, and she gets off. But wow, what a season finale. Like, do we really have to wait 2 more years for this? I can't even fathom. It's wild. We find out at the very end that Georgia is actually pregnant. Who's the father? Is it Joe? Is it Peter? It could be Peter's too. Who knows? Maybe there's a character named Peter. Maybe it's all 3 of those. We're going to get into full detail on the Big Binge Watchlist Sunday night at 7 p.m. I had to edit Paul out because of time, but I accidentally said Peter, and then I'm like, Paul, and then I'm like, well, it could be Peter's. That's why I didn't cut my review, because I thought that part was funny.
No, that is hilarious. You can tell I didn't watch it because I was at the beach, so that is so funny. Jamie's entire review was pretty much there. I cut out a few ughs and ums and okays and rolling of eyes, but that's pretty much it. There was that episode.
I did learn that I should check your runtime first before I make mine, so that way I know how much time I have to work with. But it's fine. I know for next time.
Sorry.
But yeah, this episode was wild. She gets off, and
He gets off scot-free.
mhm. And kudos to her for not jumping to Joe. But I mean, next season she's gonna be jumping to somebody because one of those guys is gonna want to step up.
How long? Okay, so we're obviously going to have a paternity test because Paul knows, well, Joe knows that she also slept with Paul, but Paul doesn't know that she also slept with Joe. Paul was first, and it was really close, so I kind of feel like it's Paul's kid. But they throw out these little, like, hand grenades that eventually just go off, whether it's quick or slow. Could be Joe. I don't know.
Yeah, she even tells Ginny, "We're fertile. Just look at us, and we get pregnant." And then here she is pregnant. 3 episodes. Paul's not going to believe her.
But nobody expected it. No, like, there's no way. I mean, I guess I kind of, like, when she faked it, they had to obviously make her pregnant or she was going to pretend to lose a baby. But then they canceled that. Like, they took that thought process out the very next episode. So you forgot all about it.
Mm-hmm.
You forgot all about her chance of possibly being pregnant. And then that's how they leave the whole entire season. It's her being pregnant. So freaking crazy.
It was but her mom and stepdad are on their way. They drive past the house, which I'm fascinated to see how that's going to play out.
She talked to her dad too, and I meant to cover that in that thing, like her birth father or whatever. And he's like, if I can find you, they can find you too. And so the next season we have the mom and stepdad. We have Gil on the run, who probably isn't actually on the run. He's probably nearby.
Plotting.
Yeah. And then we have baby and baby daddy drama because we don't know who it is. But then we also have Ginny going on the trip with her dad over the summer. You have Marcus in rehab or wherever they took him. You've got Gabby and her disorders. You have Paul and him, like, being left sitting there with the realization, like, she didn't create that. It was already there. It just got brought out. There's a lot that the new season can roll with. And we're going to need way more than 10 episodes.
Yeah, it's not like the end of the last season where we know we're going to trial, we're going to court. This season, there's so many places we can go. And one of the things we didn't touch on is that Abby and Marcus had been drinking together at like the schools and stuff, which is why I suspect that we're going to get that drama also in the next season, which again, I think Abby's story is going to come to a head very, very soon.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm really sad we jam-packed it all in like 2 days because it was definitely the best season that they've had. And it was full of different things that make you go, what the fuck? Or like you're just distraught and just played on every emotion possible that you could have. And I don't know how they can get better season-wise than this season.
We'll see, because yeah, they did a lot, and the kudos to the way they told the story. Because I'm, I hate it when things linger, and they didn't do any of it this season. Everything happened, and things got dealt with
within an episode, like 2 episodes.
Mm.
It's crazy.
I've got thoughts for the next season. I think, like I said, Abby's story is going to come to a head. Gil, something's going to happen with Gil. Maybe Austin or Jenny end up killing him. Which could be fascinating.
I don't know. I think it could be one of the 3 guys. One of Georgia's 3 guys. It could be like Zion, Paul, or Joe. Because, like, I could see Gil coming in, like, in attack mode on those 3. Like, Ginny, Georgia, and Austin. and one of the guys coming home or wherever, and that's how Gil goes out. I could see that.
There's going to be some stuff with Austin too, dealing with the fact that he sent his dad to
Yeah.
prison. You can't not. That's
Well, I think if they play it out right, then Austin will see who his dad actually is, and because he's gonna come back and threaten and harm them. No, I don't feel like that's a question. I think we know it's gonna happen, and so for Austin, he's gonna see that now and realize I didn't do the wrong thing. That's what I think.
justifiable homicide, guys. It's coming in Ginny Georgia season 4.
Not soon enough.
Not soon enough. But thank you all for taking that journey with us today. We are both very, very happy that you guys stuck around, hung out with us, and humbled as well. So please like, comment, follow, share, join our Facebook group, the Big Binge Watchlist TV conversation. And there's a lot of chatter going on in there. Jayme needs to get back in that group and start talking.
Yeah,
but
I do. I've been slack being at the beach, but
there's
if
a
you
lot.
haven't watched Ginny and Georgia, go freaking watch it because you won't regret it.
No, I don't think you will either. And again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you soon.